Hello and welcome everyone to the last show here at stage one. We're going to be talking about great customer experience. And also, just as a quick reminder, after this one is finished, we invite you to head over there, attend the 3 o'clock, the final keynote. It's going to be great. Don't want to miss that at all. And also, there's going to be a Slido component here in the presentation, so go ahead and scan it whenever it pops up. Okay, so there it is. So while you're doing that, we got a great group here. Help me welcome to the stage now America's pre-sales leader with CPaaS Solutions, Stefan Zeidenberg. Give it up for Stefan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Michelle. Hi, everybody. Neil deGrasse Tyson was on this stage, so I had to go home and say I shared a stage with Mr. Tyson. So here to talk to you guys about the connected customer journey, right? Everything from the beginning of an interaction with the customer all the way through to the contact center handoff, and then potentially even a post-engagement, proactive communication out, closing the loop with that customer experience that Carlos is going to come on stage and talk to you guys about here about halfway through. The typical customer journey that is ideal for an organization, put yourself in your traditional customer shoes, right? You're a consumer, you're a guest, you're a patient, perhaps a patron at a restaurant. You want that brand to understand who you are. Are you a new customer? Are you an existing customer? If you're an existing customer and you're reaching out to that brand, you want that brand to be able to recognize you and address you by your name and leverage personalization and individualize that experience to your unique circumstance. That is what is in demand today, and that is what we are here to solve for as Cisco as this connected experience. On one hand, you have Webex Connect, which is the automation layer and self-service component with virtual assistants that is also driving into the contact center and powering, being the digital engine, if you will, of the contact center for when that conversation potentially needs to be escalated out into a human component or a human-assisted component. And what we typically say is automate where you can, human assist where you must, driving a much more efficient and customer experience-rich experience for both your organization on the operational efficiency side, but also elevated customer experience benefiting from everything that we offer as part of our digital channel suite. So with that, one of the key components, I suppose, of being able to offer this experience is the digital channels themselves, right? So being able to connect and communicate with your end user base, whoever they might be, on their channel of choice, at their moment of need, regardless of who they are, because you've been able to capture their opt-in, their consent, to send them a message at some point via calls to action, and you can now proactively communicate with them on SMS, WhatsApp, Apple Messaging for Business, whatever the channel might be, all out of one platform, Webex Connect. On the screen here, you see a couple of use cases. You can go through the voice channel in a rich IVR capacity, as well as SMS in this case, but obviously, as you see on the slide, 16 plus channels that we offer out of the box, omni-channel in one single platform. Oh, it's playing through. There we go. The other layer, the other component of this solution, beyond the digital channels themselves, is the middleware component to this. So think of the Webex Connect platform as the traditional, for those of you familiar with the terminology, CPaaS, Communications Platform as a Service. Think of those traditional APIs that you might be used to that allow you to conduct that first and last mile communication with the end user, right? The ability to send and receive a text message. Traditionally, all the orchestration, all the intelligence, all the logic that truly is needed in order to drive that positive customer experience and efficiency within the organization had to be built from the ground up. What we've done is we've packaged on, or we've layered on a middleware application, or layer, if you will, that represents an open integration framework that allows you to stitch together the business systems that are inherent to any enterprise ecosystem. Solving the problem that you see here today which is a fragmented user experience driven by multiple pinpoint solutions that have been built over time, a tech stack that doesn't communicate well with itself, that again have been layered into the organization over time, and competing budgets perhaps, competing departmental needs that now need to have their own license with potentially even different vendors regardless of when and how they've come into the organization. What we aim to do is consolidate those into a single platform, again with the open integration framework that we support, allowing you to integrate with this representative list of systems that we see on the list. It doesn't have to be those, it could be any. As I mentioned, if it's a RESTful API, we can integrate with it, or it can integrate with us, and we can benefit from the intelligence that lives in those applications that are components of the brands that we all work with and that we are all customers of as well. By doing this, this allows you to be hyper-personalized or individualized to the specific interaction that you're having. And it allows you the capabilities that I mentioned previously, the ability to be proactive and understand when somebody's credit card is going to expire, understand when they have an appointment that's about to come up, so you want to proactively reach out to them and give them a friendly little reminder. But it also, with the channels that we have, allows you to benefit from the bidirectional nature of these digital engagement channels that we all use in our everyday lives. Everything from SMS through to WhatsApp, all the way down to Facebook Messenger, live chat, and even API as a channel for some of the newer digital communication channels that start to become in demand on your user base. We can quickly incorporate them into a solution, again, all benefiting from the existing license that you already have with Webex Connect. So that's what we do. How do we do it? So the platform itself, as I mentioned, does have a base layer of APIs for you developers in the room that want to build from the ground up. But more often than not, enterprises are straddled from a budget and time constraint perspective. And what we can do is we leverage these 6 pillars to really help streamline an efficient build-out model. And this is one of the key values of this tool, or is the speed to deployment. I'm going to walk through some demonstration videos that will show you the actual orchestration canvas and how this differentiates itself from a traditional API-centric developer model. But from an architecture standpoint, we have the intelligent enterprise control. This is where your enhanced reporting and authorization and SSO kind of features exist. You have your service and assurance and infrastructure management, which allows you the throughput controls and things like smishing detection, depending on the region of the world that you're in. Integration and setup management. So this is where you can start to integrate with third-party applications and really benefit from the knowledge base, the intelligence that you, the organization, has, or that other downstream vendors might have, that you're trying to derive into a intelligent customer journey. You have your business logic and flow. This is where you stitch everything together. You have your out-of-the-box NLP and NLU engines. We use public NLU engines like Rasa. We have a Swift match component, Swift match NLU engine that is proprietary as well. And then, of course, AI, in the sense that this is a platform that isn't aimed to rip and replace. It's here to work well together with other technologies that you've invested in, again, streamlining and building a more efficient model within your organization and enhancing the value of things that you've already invested in, like a chatbot, perhaps, right? So we can incorporate that into one of these journeys and help it work better. And then, of course, the communication channels themselves that I've mentioned, 16 plus channels that help you engage with your customers on their channel of preference at their moment of need, respecting things like consent management and any best practices that exist within those channels themselves as well. So what you're going to see here is a representation, is the workflow builder. This is Webex Connect, the orchestration canvas itself. What you see on the screen are what we refer to as nodes. These are pre-built functions, little blocks of code that are left open enough so that you have maximum flexibility from a configuration basis. Right, so this is normally what an army of developers would need to be building from the ground up in a developer-centric model. This is what we're talking about when we say efficiency at scale. This is a version-controlled workflow that allows you to, this is an appointment management solution. We're leveraging SMS in this use case here, where you're sending somebody a proactive notification indicating that they have an appointment coming up. You're letting them confirm, cancel, or something that's typically really complicated that we've managed to simplify quite well, the ability to reschedule an appointment in this case. This is huge in the healthcare industry, but it's not just for healthcare, obviously. And then you can have a bidirectional, self-service oriented engagement with your end user base, allowing them to self-serve. So nothing more convenient than this in today's day and age. And then, of course, as Carlos will show you, and it's going to be a theme throughout this conversation, is the ability to then escalate out into an external system. Of course, we prefer that you work with the Cisco Contact Center. We are better together. This is a standalone component of the Webex suite of products, though, that can integrate with other contact centers as well. So for those of you that, for whatever reason, decided not to go down the Cisco path, this can integrate with those contact centers, too. So great. So we've rescheduled our appointment. I didn't have to talk to anybody. I didn't have to waste resources. I didn't have to inundate a call center just because I want to reschedule my appointment. I did this at my own time, at my own leisure, and it was efficient and fluid. And by the way, we integrate with Epic, Oracle, any of the EHRs out there that offer RESTful APIs. This one, a similar use case. This happens to be another healthcare-centric use case, but this is a digital check-in. So this is somebody coming through a workflow where an external trigger is actually activating the workflow itself, saying, hey, let us know when you get here, and we'll send you a screening. This little thing that just is hopefully behind us, COVID, really brought this to the forefront of the healthcare industry, which is the digital check-in. Let us know when you arrive. We'll send you a pre-screening questionnaire if you haven't done one already, benefiting from the conditional logic that this platform provides, and allow you to have a similar self-service correspondence with that provider in this case. But this could be everything from your AC repair person who's scheduled to come out, your Best Buy representative that's going to deliver a new refrigerator that you need to reschedule an appointment with. This is all the kind of technology that's helping power those types of use cases. And again, we're using SMS for this one. One other demo that I want to walk you through is going to, I'm just going to fast forward to this one. This is starting to breach into that human assist scenario. This is still more of a distributed version than what something centralized like a contact center would represent. This is where we can integrate with the Webex app itself. So in this example, somebody is at a vehicle dealership. They want to test drive. They want to go through an experience there, and they have a question about a vehicle. So they're going through the self-service use case here, journey, if you will, component of the journey, and they're asking to speak with somebody. So we're forwarding them out into a WebEx app, in this case, and allowing them to have a conversation with a floor sales representative who's on the go, on his or her phone, using the mobile application, right? So a distributed contact center, if you will, in a sense, that doesn't need a contact center, a robust contact center product in order to facilitate the conversation between the end user and the staff representative. All the context of that self-service conversation gets packaged up into a nice JSON blob, gets posted out into that external application, the WebEx app in this case, and allows that end user and representative to have a compliant conversation on a corporate governed channel, WebEx in this case, maintaining that convenience for the end user to be able to have the conversation on his or her channel of choice. In this case, it's Apple Messaging for Business. This could be Google Business Messages. It could be WhatsApp. It could be SMS. It doesn't matter. And with that, right at almost the 15-minute mark, I will hand this off to Mr. Carlos Guadamuz, who will walk you through what this looks like in a traditional contact center model, leveraging WebEx Contact Center. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you. Excellent work, man. Okay, so just to review, WebEx Connect, available today as a standalone offer. It's how many of our customers start to get into the digital world. It's a very powerful tool to get business applications to communicate with your customers and with your customers to communicate with previously unspoken business applications. So what happens then when self-service fails? What happens when the bot no longer has the right answer for the question being asked? We've all been there. It's called the escalation. And we come into the WebEx Contact Center desktop. The desktop can be leveraged anywhere in the world. All you need is a Chrome browser or any type of browser. When you log into it, you can use a mobile phone. You can use an extension. And as of last month, you can now use WebRTC to connect into the agent desktop here. Let me get to the next slide. When we get to that agent desktop, what's powerful here is I get the context. I'm not guessing who you are. I'm not having to start all over again. I'm continuing exactly where self-service and the Q&A bot left off. You'll notice on the left-hand side, we have a couple of different interactions that are taking place. We are omni-channel compliant. We can use chat. I'm on a voice call. There's also an email going on, SMS and WhatsApp. In this scenario here, we want to make sure that in that low-code, no-code builder, there will be additional nodes to get you into WebEx Contact Center. You'll use the same exact flow designer that you use with WebEx Connect, and you'll get it routed into Contact Center, giving you that complete interaction history. But there's more. There's more to it because just like how we can give your customers access to data that lives today in business applications, we can give your agents visual access to things that are happening within those applications as well. Think of service deliveries. Think of email confirmations. Think of appointments that are scheduled. We are now giving those agents a complete and holistic view into what's actually happening with this particular customer. Within the agent desktop, we even have more tools. I understand today that you're probably working with various CRMs. We have native out-of-the-box integrations into Salesforce, into Zendesk, into ServiceNow, and we also have ways to connect into those without even having to leave the desktop. I would like to introduce everyone to our workflow triggers. Now, what exactly are workflow triggers? Workflow triggers is an easy way to call one of those applications to do things like set an appointment, open a ticket, or even utilize these workflows within WebEx Contact Center itself. So say, for example, a customer comes in and they're on a chat. The chat gets really busy, and we start to realize that we need to change channels. I need to get on the phone with this particular person, and I need to start to talk to them. I could use the WebEx flow here to call that customer because I have that customer's information, call them on the Annie, and now I'm connected on two different channels. I could be on a digital channel like SMS or chat, and then call them over the phone. Oftentimes, your agents are going to be presented with questions that they do not have the answer to. Now, instead of providing customers with a very bad experience, what we can now do is leverage WebEx. Because right now, today, when I have a question, do I go look up the answer and try to figure out myself? No, I go into WebEx. I know who my subject matter expert is. I know where I could find that information. So this leverages the whole unified communications within WebEx so that I can now find the subject matter expert. I could also have teams of experts so we can support digital swarming and get those answers way faster, putting down first call resolution, but most importantly, driving higher customer satisfaction. How do you manage a remote workforce, a hybrid workforce? You do so utilizing the supervisor desktop that you see behind me. What you see here are some typical contact center metrics. Average handle time, how many contacts you have in progress, and you could filter on that. Maybe you just want to look at the queues that matter to you. Maybe you want to filter by the channel type. This allows supervisors to remotely supervise their agents regardless of where those agents sit. whether they're in the office or working from home. If I go into the team performance details, now it starts to get a little bit more exciting. Now I could sort my agents by how long they've been in a particular state. Why would I want to do that? Because if they're in a state for a particularly long period of time, something might be happening, right? And what it also allows me to do then is monitor the call. I could do a mid-call monitor. If things are really getting out of hand, I could go ahead and barge into it. I also have access to go ahead and change the status of a particular agent that went to lunch but forgot to put themselves out to lunch. And I could also send them messages, gentle nudges. Hey, it's time for break. You might want to take a break. And back on the agent desktop, they'd be presented with a message letting them know that it's actually time to take that break. We want to bring it all together from start to finish, the complete customer life cycle. Now, our hope is that you can use Webex Connect for those proactive notifications, and we start to take down all of that inbound volume, right? And if the customer has questions, let's give them some self-service options. Let's give 24/7 service by leveraging bots that don't sleep. And if and when absolutely necessary, we hand it over to the agent. And we don't just blindly hand it over to the agent, we warmly transfer the information over to the agent. And when we do so, we're able to resolve this customer's inquiry the first time because of all the tools that we've gone ahead and enabled for that customer. Last but definitely not least, you need to measure. And how do you measure? You measure with customer satisfaction. So when that call or when that interaction ends, we'll be able to go ahead and send out a survey, whether that's hanging on the line after the call ends, or receiving that via email or SMS. This is all part of the complete solution, one provider giving you access to provide this for the complete customer experience. I want to take us through a demonstration very similar to what Stefan showed us. And in this case, we're going to go through a webhook being triggered, and that trigger gone ahead and sending a message to our customer. And it's a promise to pay notification, right? And when we get to a certain point within the flow, I just want to show you guys how easily it's just able to escalate into the agent. So here, the user's just typing in chat. We have the keyword chat as the keyword to get us into the contact center. And so here you see, please wait while we connect you to one of our agents. And so what we're going to do now is flip over to that agent screen. Bear with me as we log in. And here comes that interaction now. If you notice this agent desktop, it should look very familiar to you. That's intentional. Okay, it's a very intuitive interface where we used a lot of the same momentum design standards that you're used to with a lot of our products. We also took into account many of the best things of our legacy desktops, as well as some things you might see on your mobile phone, so that anyone in my audience today would be able to go ahead and be contact center agents to help out this customer. Webex creates connected customer experiences. So regardless of whatever business applications that you guys have on your left-hand side, whether those are CRMs, whether those are EHRs, let's give them a voice. Let's give them a voice with Webex Connect. Let's give the customers the information before they even have to come to you and ask for it. But when they ask for it, let's provide service. Let's provide that 24/7 service. And if at all necessary, let's take that service and escalate it into the contact center with complete context. But the last most powerful thing is all of this sits and rests on top of the Webex platform, giving us access to those subject matter experts, giving us vital details in regards to data and reporting. And last but definitely not least is also being able to leverage video and being able to escalate to video should that be required. Before I leave the stage, I do want to mention that we have documented use cases that you guys can take advantage of. The power of these use cases is that you're not starting from scratch. You're not reinventing anything. The wheel is there. It's there for you to go ahead and implement, and these are vertical-based use cases that you guys could actually go ahead and take advantage of today. This is my last slide. I want everyone to please get their phones out, before I send you a WebEx Connect message. I'm just kidding. Let us know how we did. Let us know what you think. Let us know where you're going, or if you would like even more information on how to go about using WebEx Connect and WebEx Contact Center. If you haven't yet, please take some time to come visit us. We're right there at the entrance of the lobby. And ask for a demo. We have agent experience, supervisor experience, even some of the agent wellness stuff. And on the back side of that, we have all of our use cases for WebEx Connect ready to go. Thank you very much, and have a great WebEx event. Thank you.